Hello everyone, my name is Timothy Lee Grant, and on my journey to try to improve my skills as a software engineer, I went and I asked ChatGPT what would be the best projects that I can do. Specifically, I know that I want to use Node.js in one of my projects, and I know that I want to use Java in the other project. So I went and I asked, like, hey, what would be really good projects that I can build on my own time to try to become a better back-end software engineer. And one of the projects which was using the Node.js that ChatGPT suggested to me was creating a smart inventory system. And so it kind of had this structure right here. This is what it told me to create using Node.js. So we are going to attempt to kind of start working on this project, see how far we can get, see what concepts we can learn. Again, with these project videos that I do here on YouTube, it's more just trying to have fun, enjoy things, enjoy software engineering, enjoy the project, and learn interesting things along the way. So let's kind of get started. So the first thing that I created this folder here, right? Smart inventory. So I already created that folder. Now there's nothing inside of it right now. And so I need to create all of this. I don't think I need to create it all right now just because, okay, we might create it piece by piece. Okay, so within there's another file called source, and they have a whole bunch of other applications. I see app.js, that is pretty important. Okay, let me see. So it was saying that we were going to use Express.js and Node.js, and I remember you have to set up Node.js in a very specific way. So I'm going to go and start asking, like, actually, what I think I can do is just put that note here into Copilot and see, like, how does it suggest setting up my application. So I'm gonna try to do this. So I am trying to create a project using Node.js. How do you suggest I start this off? All right, let's see what's up. Okay, so npm. Right, okay, I kind of remember this. npm init. So then this will create the package.json where my dependencies are stored. And then I need to. So this is one of the interesting things about going and learning, doing projects and then doing a different project and then doing a different project, right? I've done a fair amount of random projects, and so when you do one project, you don't exactly understand what you're doing or why you're doing it, and then you go to a different project, and then you understand something in a different context, and now all of a sudden, if you return back to the project A, you're like, wait, hold on, is this what's going on? And like, in one of my projects that I'm doing, it was in Python, and we needed to do virtual environments. So now I'm thinking, like, okay, well, is this npm kind of like a virtual environment? Not quite sure. It's kind of a follow-up question that I'm going to be asking Copilot is, hey, is this npm? Is that kind of what's going on? Okay, so install Mongoose. Mongoose is for MongoDB, okay. All right, so that's a question that we want to ask. I'm not going to press enter yet because I want to continue reading and ask all my questions. So I'm going to do one can you explain what npm is? Is this like a Python virtual environment? When I run npm install x, where does this actually install to? What if I want to change my project from one machine to another? What if I want to send my project out as possibly an executable? Okay, so that's one question that we're gonna see. Let's kind of go through this more. Okay, so depending on your needs, install the following. Express.js. So after I do the npm init, this creates a JSON file where dependencies and configurations are stored, okay? Now, I install all of this. NodeMon, oh, I like NodeMon. This is fun. Okay, that NodeMon is the one that will constantly monitor every time you make a save, and so then it will automatically like rerun your server. I like NodeMon. Okay. Set up server.js as entry point. So question number 2 is, what is an entry point? Like, what exactly is it? Like, I know it should be like where my program starts. Okay. Who tells my program where to start? Right? Like, the operating system somehow needs to run my program. How does that occur? You say that server.js is my entry point. What does that mean? Who grabs this to load? Can you tell me from the operating system's point of view how my program will be run? Something like this, okay? It's number 3. Okay, so set up server.js, create server.js, and initialize express. Okay. Okay. So setting up routing. Define your APIs in separate files. Okay, so this seems kind of fundamentally different than setting my project up. This is kind of like actually building it. So I might just click go and get answers to this and then come, yeah, see, database setup. Okay, we've gone too far. That's actually building it. I want to understand like what's going on in the initial setup, and then we can go further and start actually building things. So I'm going to run this. We're going to figure out what's going on. Come on. Okay. There we go. What is npm? Is it like a Python virtual environment? npm node package manager is the default package manager for Node.js. It manages dependencies, libraries, and tools needed for your Node.js. Okay, so node package manager. So it's a manager. It's managing dependencies, libraries, and tools. Okay, so it keeps track of those items, okay, that I need for that specific project. Is it, that's another thing. Is it like global? Is npm on my entire machine, or is it for this specific project? Because I've used npm before. So it's not like Python virtual environment. So venv creates isolated environments per project. npm handles dependency installation globally or locally, but does not strictly create isolated environments by default, although you can achieve this using nvm. Okay. Okay. Where does npm install x actually install dependencies? So when you run the install on Express, it installs the package locally on your project's node module folder. Okay. So let me just run that init, the npm init minus y, I think it was. Yep. And let's kind of observe what we see change here. So I'm going to come to terminal, new terminal. Okay, and then get rid of this one. There we go. All right, so npm init minus y. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got a package.json. I'm not seeing any other folders. Okay. So it's not, okay. It's a little bit off than what I was expecting. We just got a JSON file. Okay. Let's install something. Let's do npm install express. Okay. In node package manager install express. Okay, so I'm telling npm, I'm telling this, I say, hey, node package manager, I want you to do something. I have a command for you. My command is install. And what are you to install? It is express. Okay, so I'm going to run this and I'm going to see what changes either in this package.json or if we get a new folder here. Because there should be a folder according to what Copilot just said. npm node. No. Okay, node package manager. There we go. Install express. Okay. So express. I don't like the look of that, obviously. Use force to overwrite files recklessly. I like that. Okay. That doesn't look good. And there's a little X right there, and I didn't see anything change. So normally what would go on right now is I would be in an uproar and blame IT. I would say, IT, they're always blocking me. They don't want us to go fast. But this is my own personal computer, so I can't blame IT right now. It's like, That's like me and the rest of the engineering team at the company that I work for. That's our go-to thing. Anytime something doesn't go our way, it's IT. They're blocking us. They won't let us do our job. So, anyways, when I saw all those errors, I was like, hmm. But then I realized, wait, I'm on my own machine, so that's not it. And I was looking up, well, I'm connected to internet, so. And by the way, yes, that is one of the problems that I'm having though right now at work is I need to have access to libraries, but I cannot get those libraries. Um, so, yes, there's a reason why we blame IT. Um, but obviously, it's kind of like a balance, right? Like, IT wants everything so secure, but if you have things so secure, you're never going to develop anything. And then engineering wants to go really fast, which is not very secure. So, it's kind of like a balance. But, anyways, we need to figure out why this is not running. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this in. So like, okay, oh whatever. Um, yeah, like what's up with this? Okay. Looks like you're running into permission. Oh, do I need to do like sudo? Da, da, da. Sudo. Yeah. Let me just wait. Why does it say not recommended? Nothing works. You can do this. Be cautious. Future permission issues. Why? Maybe I should actually read it. I don't know. Try clearing the cache. npm. Okay. Cache clean force. What does that do though? Okay. Well, it didn't like that very much. Go back to here. Now let's just try this again. So I'm still not getting that. Your user might not have proper permissions in sudo. What? Recursive. Who am I? Let's just see what this does. I have no idea what this is gonna do. What? Well, it didn't even run anything. It's just empty. What's going on there? Okay, so that changed. That doesn't help me though because I don't understand what just happened. Okay, so we're kind of all over the place here because there's stuff that changed up here. I need to go and investigate that. I'm not sure if anything changed in here. I need to investigate that. But then there was permissions and I was running commands I didn't quite understand and I kind of want to understand what I was doing. So let me just go and woo. Okay. Um so I'm going to go here. It seemed to work, but I don't understand why or what the problem was. Okay. Go on. What went wrong? Your issue stemmed from permission problems in your npm cache folder. Cache, okay? So the context that I know cache is like L1 cache, L2 cache, L3 cache, and hard hard drive cache, right? Like this is the information that is within your CPU or your RAM or wherever it is, depending on the location, that the processor can grab very quickly. So, how do you put those two together for NPM? Like, what is an NPM cache? Okay. In the cache folder, E access permission denied. NPM couldn't create directories because some files in NPM were owned by root instead of your user. Okay. So EE exit file exists. The cache folder contains conflicting files that NPM couldn't overwrite. Okay. You changed ownership of the. Oh, this is change ownership. Oh, I thought it was showing me something. Changed ownership of NPM folder to your current user. Well, what does current user mean? I think it's who am I, right? Like Timothy. So it's user instead of root. Okay. Giving yourself full control over those files. This resolves permission denied issues, allowing NPM to install Express. Okay. So running npm previously with sudo makes root own some file. Oh, that's probably what I did. Hey, this is probably what happened. Was previously I might have gotten that exact same issue, and I just did sudo, right? Like that was, even when I got that error, that was my first instinct was I know how to fix you. Every time I get error that occurs, I just say, bam, sudo. Ha! Sudo usually fixes it. So that's probably what happened, and now it threw an error because root was owning some folders. Okay. How to prevent it? Don't do this in the future. Got it. Okay. All right. So what is npm cache? Right? npm cache, yeah. I think you meant npm. Did I misspell? Yeah. I always np. I need to go back in this video and see if I said npm and then wrote in mp. Yeah, I must have said that because even just saying that in mp doesn't sound right at all. I didn't say that. So I said npm, but I just spelled it. Anyways. Okay. Yes, I did mean that. Thank you, Copilot. The npm cache is a storage mechanism that caches downloaded packages to make future installations more effective. Okay. So what is this? Root npm cache. Okay. So now I want to come back up here because there's a lot of stuff that we were missing. Okay. So right here, when I did npm install express, It installs the package locally on my project's node modules folder. Okay, so I ran that command npm install express. And what happened? This looks like it remained. Oh, I got an express here. So it changed my JSON file. It changed my JSON file here. Then package lock.json. I don't know what this is. It wasn't here before. Okay, and there's a whoa. Okay, there's a 1,000 line piece of package lock.json that just appeared. And I have this. Whoa, a whole bunch of files. Okay, okay. Wow, what is this? Node modules. Is this like Express here? I'm gonna type that. After I did npm install express, I have the package lock.json, and in my node modules I have so many files. What are these? So two things happened. Node modules, this folder contains all of the installed dependencies, including Express, any other packages Express depends on. You'll see many files because Express itself relies on other libraries and they get installed here. Package lock.json, this file records exact versions of installed dependencies to ensure consistency across machines. It prevents updates from unexpectedly breaking. Okay. Why so many files? I think it kind of answered that already. Now I want to go and, because I asked a whole bunch of questions, right? I asked like one, well, I guess just two, but within these questions I asked a whole bunch. So let's kind of keep going. So I did that, and it says that it installs locally. Okay, local installation is here, project specific. Dependencies are listed in package.json. Yep. Global installation. So I could do -G and install Express like globally. That's not what I want. How to move the project to another machine. If you want to transfer your Node.js project, copy all files except node modules, okay? Run npm install after transferring to fetch dependencies from the package.json. Okay, so this node package manager will go in and look at my JSON file and pick out what it needs and say, hey, I need this and this and this, and it's going to install it for me, okay? Ensure environment file configurations are included, okay. How to package a project as an executable. If you want to distribute your project as an executable, you can use package. So I just run this command, like I install package and then run that package command. Or I can use Docker. Ooh, oh boy. Deploy the project via cloud service like AWS, Versal, or Heroku. Okay. So, what does server.js as an entry point mean? The entry point is the main file that starts the application. Okay? In Python, it's similar to the main script. Okay. Node.js reads and executes server.js, booting up your Express server. Okay. So Node.js is kind of the agent doing the actions, right? Okay. Operating system perspective, how is the program run? You run Node.js, so I do this command. I say node, so I'm doing a command. I'm talking to node server.js, and I'm telling node to run server.js. The OS loads Node.js into memory. Node.js interprets the JS file. Express starts listening, so it does the app.listen, right? The OS assigns resources like networking sockets. Requests come in. The operating system handles TCP connections, okay? Node.js processes the requests asynchronously. Response sent. Node.js executes or your controller logic. The OS sends response back. Okay. I think this is kind of a good. Should we go back and continue to install the rest of the stuff? Yeah, let's install the rest of the stuff, and then I think that's a pretty good spot to leave off. I'm gonna let my computer take a little bit of a break because I can feel it, and it is hot right now. I think it might be because I've recorded a bunch of videos today. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of a break and then come back and we'll continue working on this project. So server.js, let's install Mongoose. Okay, so node, we come here, node package manager. I did it right. npm install, we want to install Mongoose. Okay, now Mongoose is here, and we should have a whole bunch more in here maybe. I mean, not a whole bunch, but we have, maybe that changed. I'm not sure if it added a whole bunch more or not. So we want Mongoose, and this is for MongoDB. So we're going to be able to use MongoDB now. And now for environment variables. Okay. And NodeMon. So I'm just going to do this, copy. Woo! That's not what I wanted. So okay, and then we're going to do NodeMon as well. Okay. So, in my next video, I am going to kind of understand what this environment variables are, how I can use them, what's going on with them, and then start to actually create this entry point, so the server.js. So I'm going to leave it off right here for right now, and then come back in, I don't know if it's 11 o'clock at night right now. I have a lot of energy. I kind of want to keep going, but I feel that my computer is a little bit hot right now, so I'm gonna let it cool down, and then we'll see if I make one tonight or if it's a tomorrow kind of thing. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe and join me on this journey to creating this project and becoming a better software engineer, better backend engineer, and just having a fun time in general. So my name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you guys very soon.